You know guys, the term 200 IQ is reserved for a very special type of play when it comes to League of Legends. I'm Colin for theScore eSports, and this week we went back to school to give you the top 10 200 IQ plays in League. Now for this list guys, bear in mind, we're not talking about mechanical outplays here. Faker Ryu might have been legendary, but at the end of the day, came down to raw skill. For this list, we're looking at those more cerebral, big brain outplays. So let's get on with it with the top 10 200 IQ plays from League of Legends. Starting off our list at number 10 is Soaz's impressive play against SKT. Origin were certainly the underdogs in their 2015 World Championship semi-final match against the Korean Dynasty and needed every edge they could get. Soaz found himself in a tight spot after a gank from Bangi, but was able to make a dazzling escape thanks to some incredibly quick thinking and perfect timing.
The slow, which means Soaz has to burn it preemptively, and he guesses right. Bangi goes the wrong way. Soaz goes back in on the Marin, and the stun is still available. The Q comes in, gets some damage down, but where's his team gonna be? There's no one around right now. He's still running away through the wards. Hobbs, Summoner, teleport, and the first. Soaz tries to juke out both members with his awkward flash, the angle that you would not expect him to go.
At number 9, we have Cloud9's Impact, who looked to be in a tough spot after using most of his abilities to avoid a 2v1 gank from Team I-Mei. With only a third of his health left, Impact managed to flash to the safety of his turret. What happened next was proof of the Korean top laner's 200 IQ, as a perfectly placed equalizer allowed him to turn the tables on his opponents.
This is gonna be a kill for Impact, looking for number 2! The 2v1 is won! Top die, jungle die, Impact gets the turtle.
Coming in at number 8 is Exlleh's timely ultimate during the Summer Split quarterfinals against Giants. With a comfortable lead in Game 1, the Unicorns of Love were looking to secure Baron, but Giants had other plans and attempted to quickly rush the Baron pit. Veritas' Ashe and Hylissang's Braum helped keep Giants out of the pit long enough to move to secure the Baron, but it was Exlleh's perfectly timed ultimate that allowed the Unicorns to escape with their lives.
Starved of vision, so Giants don't even know this is going on. Now the blue trigger comes in, but may even just be too late. Here comes a TP out from Smitty J. Maxwell trying to get in range for a potential steal. He'll come in here, does not happen. Moveable finds it, and everyone jumps over the wall. Chachi will be the sacrificial lamb. He just allows everyone to get out alive with the Exile.
That was such a good ult from Exile. I was not expecting that play to come out at all, but that is such an effective use of the Rise ultimate.
Making its way in at number 7 is G2's exceptional team play against Fnatic. Faced with a 3v5 situation, it looked like G2 had no way of fending off Fnatic's 5-man rush. But Perkz managed to turn the tides of the fight that started with a perfectly placed miasma to punish Jez's forward positioning and push Caps out of the front line.
Over the wall to get out with as many members as possible. Fnatic gets a tower.
Jesus goes in with a hook shot, saved for a moment or two before the Twin Fang takes him out. Caps, his intervention is on cooldown. Expector's chasing with the parlay. In goes Broxah, Dragon's Rage kick. Perkz, lanterns out to safety. This is 4-on-3. Reckless is looking for more. He's the game. He's shut down.
Between Perkz' instant flash onto Mithy's Lantern and his last-second heal from Twin Fang's and dangerous game mastery, G2 managed to walk away with 2 kills, only losing Expect at the very end of the fight. While our number 6 play may not seem like much from the outset, when dealing with Genius, there is always more than meets the eye. Rox had just lost their top laner, but noticed an opening after 2 Afrika players returned to the fountain and took the chance to start the Baron. Spirit attempted to get into position to steal the Baron from Rox, but he had other plans as he pathed in between Spirit and the Baron, catching the Sonic Wave and holding on to his flash for just the right moment.
This Baron's falling fast. Yep, Spirit wants to make his way in, and can he get the... Oh, Key! That was adorable!
You know Spirit's mad about that one. As you say, heads up play from Key. Moving away from the Baron buff, not actually being a vessel for the resonating strike to get into range for the smite.
If Key flashes any sooner, there's a chance Spirit doesn't use his dash. Any later, and Spirit would end up in the Baron pit in perfect position to attempt the Baron steal. Simply put, this 200 IQ timing secured Rox the Baron. The number 5 play on our list sees Phoenix One's Arrow set up his team for a successful teamfight against Team Liquid. As Xpecial locks down the enemy Braum, Arrow seizes the opportunity to hit multiple carries, dodging everything Team Liquid throws at him before cleansing the CC with Mercurial Scimitar and flashing back behind his team.
Arrow goes invisible.
Will have the attack speed buff. It kites back. 6,000 health on the Elder Dragon.
Oh, he's right next to him.
Not gonna land. Arrow flashes back away to stay alive, and he's gonna stay as safe in the explosive cast. Conquan now buying time in the front. Mike Young in the front lines as well. Here comes the attacks, and the shield is going to fall. Conquan is gone. Shockwave on it. 3 to follow through. Can he get it? Yes! The big Mega Narc collapse on a 3. Now can Bigly make it happen? As the Ryu goes to the backline, gets the charm, gets the shutdown, and the bleed comes through. The kills are coming through fast and furious. Here's the chase for Rek'Sai, killing 3 for Mike Young, and the rest of TL starting to fall over. It's only Lorlo left alive. Phoenix One do win the team fight.
Because of their positioning and low HP, TL couldn't follow up on the Glacial Fissure, which led to Phoenix One decimating their tanks. Coming in at number 4 is SKT setting up an impeccable team fight in Game 3 of the 2017 Midseason Invitational Finals. Taking on G2, Bang sets up a wall of traps that force the enemy towards the bottom side of the mid lane, while Peanut positioned himself at the top of the lane, drawing G2's front line towards him. With all of their carries on the bottom side of the lane, Wolf flashes to the wall, hits a 3-man grasping root, and follows it up with a Stranglethorn.
Mini-map, they've got both of them, and now both solo laners are coming towards the mid lane.
There's the flash! Wolf with a giant knock. It's gonna find 3 with the ultimate. Equalizer on top, and Perks is down. 1 for 0 with no shockwave. A trade only on the support is them. Not gonna make it much longer as well. The chase is in. Look at the beautiful plays out of Faker, crushing the backline by himself. Applause all around.
With all of the teamfight threats held down, SKT take over this fight and ace G2 on their way to defending their MSI title. At number 3 is a play from the fabled Telecom Wars that's unlike any other on our list, as it features a number of 200 IQ decisions. Following a picture-perfect teamfight, SKT had to decide where to send their players. KT's super minions were beginning to siege their Nexus turrets, the Baron was up, and they had a large wave pushing KT's mid lane inhibitor turret. The team tasked Wolf and Huni with defending their Nexus while the rest of SKT went to push mid. Huni then teleported to the last surviving minion to help keep SKT's push alive at the cost of both Nexus turrets.
When Asher comes down, Blank gets locked up, Baron quite low, he used the collateral damage, would have to enter the pit. He's just not there in time.
But he's buying time.
Finds something on the back, and he goes for it, trying to look for Huni, the TP coming through from Smav. They jump forward, Mata goes in with the Q, pops up Blank with the Glacial Fissure, they come up with a kill. Huni, the Guardian Angel, just 1 hit from going down, but the Devour is there from Wolf to keep him alive. Big engage on Faker. Forward onto Faker, he goes straight into the death mark. On top of Smav, he gets a little bit of damage now, but he's still relatively healthy on the Gragas. Mata gets popped as GA there to back him up.
Still dead for 25.
Bang, throwing up the curtain call, looking for some damage, but he takes a big burst from the Shock Blast. Has to peel back and cancel the rest of it immediately. GA, but can he do enough? It looks like he will not be able to. Death firing away, but can't get it. Scores here. Can he finish it off? The answer is going to be no. That's an ace.
It proved to be worth it as SKT managed to secure Baron and win a 5v4 fight under their exposed Nexus to secure the win.
SK Telecom, in such a back and forth third game, are able to come out on top. They win the first Telecom War of spring 2017.
Our number 2 play sees SKT against the ropes in Game 2 of their semi-final matchup against the Rox Tigers. Rox looked to close the game out with Prey and Gorilla's exceptional pushing ability and managed to take the top inhibitor, while Peanut bought them time in the bot lane. Once they had cracked the base, Prey delivered an insane cross-map arrow that stopped Duke's teleport and sealed the game.
Teleport!
He's gonna stop it! He stopped Juke! With 3 second push! It's now on Wolf! It's a teleport coming in for Smith and Curl. How much more can be done? And
won't jump in right now!
To tank. Wolf running out of health! He's gonna die off! Onto the turrets they go, but the minions are gone! And it's
With SKT's return to base staggered and Smeb teleporting in, the Rocks trio had all but secured the win.
gone towards Prey, push back yet again, but Smeb's running low, but they get it! Here comes the Nexus! They're trying to burn it down! Is this stun gonna be enough? It's not! Rocks Tigers answer back with game 2!
Coming in at the coveted #1 spot is a Fnatic squad that looked all but finished against SK Gaming at IEM Katowice 2013. They had super minions knocking on their Nexus's door and had just lost a team fight in SK's base that appeared to be the finishing blow. But Exlleh had other plans. After escaping the fight with his life, the legendary mid laner hid in the topside jungle, waiting for SK to enter his base. Once they did, he teleported back to SK's base, and the rest, quite literally, is history.
Definitely up towards the Nexus. Kevin is going to be able to go towards him. He's trying to do it, but meanwhile they're in the base. Yellowstar's trying to defend them in the base. Peke's trying to take the Nexus down. Is anyone going to be able to deal with this one? Captains him with another X. He's very low on that. They're pushing on the Nexus.
Well guys, I don't know about you, but I feel smarter already. But if any of you brainiacs do disagree with our top 10 list, well, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.